Hey traders, John Howell here. So the mining stocks right now, gold, silver, a lot of this sector here, guys, is, as you may know, if you've been watching me now for the last couple of months, my main focus has been shifted into the metals and mining sector because I believe that's the next sector to start to make the big moves, right? Start to make it a really nice move at least. And so far, the mining sector has been proven that to be the case here. And so one thing I'm really noticing here when it comes to the metals and also the mining sector. Now, the reason why the stock market is very dangerous in the markets is one thing you understand about the markets is the worst, as you know, as a trader in the markets, we want to be getting in before the big move happens or before a really good move happens. That's what trading's all about, right? So if we look at this from a perspective of, say, for example, my Ethereum trade, okay, for you guys who've been following me now for the last few months, you would know that I started doing videos around the Ethereum market, right? And I started doing videos here saying that I haven't been in any cryptos for a long time, but now I'm getting into Ethereum, and I was getting into Ethereum down here, right? Now, that's the purpose of trading. Now, why did I get into Ethereum down here? Because the market goes through different swings, right? We go through swings up, we go through sideways movements as well too. And the best way to actually get involved with the markets is wait for these periods here. Wait for something like this here. Unfortunately, if we've been experiencing like these phases here and these phases here, unfortunately, if the market's already made one of those nice big moves, it's the worst time to be getting involved with it. It's the worst time to be looking for a move because especially if you're looking for a trade like I do, and this is where I recommend you be looking at more of a swing trading approach instead of a day trading approach, right? Because guess what? Swing trading allows you to be in something for a couple of weeks, every couple of months, and jump on a really big profit, right? The problem with day trading, you end up over trading, you end up having small profits, and it's a drag, right? You end up spending 6 hours a day, sometimes 8 hours a day looking at the charts. The way that I personally trade, and that first thing in the description there, guys, if I'm actually running a webinar today, or I've actually put together a webinar, there, I'm going to teach you all the details to my actual trading system. So if you want to learn all the details to my trading system, examples and all that sort of stuff, and a bit more about me, then first thing in the description there, guys, go get access to that training that I put together, the webinar that I'm putting together. And I'll teach you all the details to my trading system. And you can start to use it today. I'll teach you for free. Now, the whole thing about looking at these markets here, right? The whole thing about trading these markets is that what you want to do is that what's really helped me really stay part of what's called the 1%, okay? I've been part of a 1% of traders now for easily over 5 years in my personal trading career. I've been trading the markets for 20 years. And the single biggest thing that's helped me stay in the 1% of all traders around the world, right, has been the art of swing trading and not day trading. See, day trading, there's two things with day trading. Day trading is okay, I'm looking to trade smaller time frame charts, which is nothing wrong with day trading, right? You're probably using 1 hour charts. You might be using, say, 5-minute charts as well too, and you're doing this sort of stuff. And there's nothing wrong with that. Okay, there's nothing wrong with day trading. The hardest thing that I found about day trading, and I day traded for probably 10 years, meaning I was looking at 1-minute charts, 2-minute charts, 5-minute charts, those sort of charts, especially trading the futures market. So I was very heavily trading even the S&P 500. I was very heavily trading the NASDAQ, the Russell, those sort of markets, right? And also looking at things like oil and gold, like those sort of futures markets, looking at small time frames, looking at trades to get involved with those trades there, right? So, but the hardest thing about the hardest thing is two double-edged swords going against you when you're trading like that. The first double-edged sword is that you'd be tempted to overtrade, right? You'd be tempted to like, let me just get in here and get out there and let me try this out, right? So it requires so much more discipline behind you. The discipline simply means that it requires you to really have a lot of discipline to not take any other crap apart from really good trading setups that you know what you're looking for in the first place. So discipline has to be so much higher because you're going to be tempted a lot of times to take a trade even when it's not exactly right. So discipline has to be so much higher. Then the second thing is that your patience has to be so much higher, right? your patience, because you know a lot of the time you're going to sit in front of the screen, you're not going to take any trades, and you're going to try and get it, and you're not going to see any trades for sometimes 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, and guess what? And on the top of that patience, guess what starts to happen now? Now mental fatigue starts to come into it. And for you guys that are day traders, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I was there for so many years. And then what ends up happening after a good few hours of doing that, right? You're patient, yes. You're disciplined, yes. And then mental fatigue kicks in. And then suddenly you might do that for a day or 2 or 3. And then you're like, oh man, what am I doing this for? Like, I'm here to make money, right? I'm not making any money right now. Like, what am I doing? And then you start to drop your standards. You drop your discipline. You start to take some crap and you end up losing a lot of money, right? And so that's the first double-edged sword. The second double-edged sword around that is that generally when you're doing that, you're looking for a shorter move, right? You're looking for these short-term moves. You're trading a 1-minute chart or a 2-minute chart or a 5-minute chart. You're generally looking for these shorter-term moves in the markets. Now, on the face is like, oh, if I can have a lot of trades that if I can have a lot of trades, then I'm probably going to do really well out of my trading. Meaning, like, if I'm looking to trade two, and that's the reason why a lot of traders go down the path of day trading, right? Because they think, oh, if I can have a trade every day and I can make $1,000 a week, therefore I can replace my income. You guys know if you've been trading more than 5 years, you know that's not the case. What is the case? You end up having small profits, big losses, and you're blowing up your trading account. You end up over trading, and it's a disaster. It's all the opposite, right? Traders, I know, right? I have a lot of t-shirts with "You are a moron" written on them, pointed back at me, right? Right, for all that process there. So the purpose of me saying this here, guys, and the purpose of me saying what I'm saying right now to you guys is I really want to guide you down the path of really looking at the art of swing trading. Swing trading for me is this. Right, and as you guys have seen, the way that I swing trading for me is that I'm looking to get in here and I'm looking to get out up here for the swing trade, right? Actually, well, my entry was down here, my exit was on this bar here. I'm not part of this move here, but this trade, that's all it is, right? This wasn't an investment for me, this is a trade. Now, I do see, FYI, when it comes to Ethereum, I do see Ethereum having a lot more upward movement, right? I see Ethereum actually having a lot more upward movement out of this here. And I've said that in the last few videos anyway. I think Ethereum I think Ethereum is going to scream up to all-time new highs. Now, when I say that, guys, just understand, we get pullbacks, right? The market doesn't go straight up. The market does and do go have these pullbacks. Now, the purpose of me saying that is for 2 reasons. Firstly, that's the reason why swing trading is so much better for me, is I spend maybe a couple hours a day getting into trades and then holding them for a few months, getting out for a really big profit. And guess what? Now I make so much more money trading that way because I'm jumping on these sometimes really big moves. That was Ethereum there, right? Also my platinum trade. I got in on platinum on this breakout here, and I end up getting out. I think it was up here somewhere. I didn't get the exact high, but I got there and I got out there. Really big move. This one gave me 250% return here. Right? GRPN, another trade. GRPN was another trade here. Which is I got in on the breakout up here and I literally got out on this bar through here because it's a reversal bar. And that made me 300% return on my options through there. But this one here lasted about a month. So as you can see, right, by doing this here, I only trade a couple hours a day, maximum, right? And if you're interested in, if you like this sort of stuff, guys, be interested in like maybe joining my 1% group where you're with me every single day, I can coach you, guide you, and help you. Then that second link in the description there, guys, is an application to get access to what's called my 1% group, where I can be with you for a few hours every single day and walking you down everything I'm talking about here about the right thinking, emotions, strategies, good entry points, good systems, proper trade management techniques, all that sort of stuff that goes into helping you become a really good trader. If you're interested in that, guys, second link in the description. Now, the purpose of me saying all this through here is that that's where when we actually go look at, say, things like the stock market right now. What's the stock market doing? The stock market is not doing a pullback, right? We're doing a little pullback, but we're doing a little pullback, right? We're doing this through here. So the purpose of saying this here is that if you're looking for a good trade, it's not in the stock market because the stock market's already done that. The stock market is now getting closer to, if I look at it, say, from a tank of fuel, right? If down the bottom here is 100, right? We're ready to go for a really big trip. Hop in the car, boys, girls, wife, spouse, dad, mum, uncle, cousins, hop in the car. We're getting ready for a really big trip here soon, right? And you got a full tank of fuel. And we're going, and we're using fuel. There's eventually what? There's a big fat zero up here that says, "Dear sir, I gave you warning lights back down here to not get to pull over and start the refuel." And so eventually you're like, "Nah, I'm not gonna do it." And then suddenly what happens? You get the zero, and then you need a really good rest. That's where we are right now, right? We're getting ready for that resting phase or the pullback. That's what happens, right? Every single time we get the pullback. That's why the stock market for me, rip it right around now to what I'm talking about here in today's video is why I've been so focused on gold, silver, and the mining sector is because they haven't made big moves yet. Just like Ethereum, right? You want to get into something that's not doing much for a while, and then it starts to make big moves. So if I bring up this software here, which is my TC2000 platform, and I share with you here, right? As you can see from the mining sector perspective, what's the mining sector done, right? And let me bring up this chart here, and I bring up this chart here, just so you can see it, right? This is the SIL. What's the SIL done? Pretty much nothing. Look at all through here. That's basically nothing there, right? As you can see, all through there, pretty much nothing. If I bring it down to there, you can see that's like a bit of a box through there. As you can see, pretty much nothing for over 12 months, and now we're starting to break out. And look at this here. We broke up. We actually went sideways through here, and now we're breaking back up again, right? So we're starting to get these moves from here. Same for the silver market. Look at this is gold market, right? But look at gold. Gold could be getting ready for another really big move to come. If we start to get a really decisive break above 3,500, then I believe we're getting ready for a nice, good, really good, solid move up to around the 4,000 level. Now, as you know, or if you've been around for a while now, you'll know that at the start of this year, I was saying, guys, it's the worst time to get involved. Why? Because we're getting towards the end of the move. And no, this is not the start of a really big move. The start of the big move happened way back, right? So now we're getting a really big move. We're getting a really nice increase in the markets through here. We're getting a nice big move up to the upside through here. This, as the market goes up and up, you know what's coming, right? What comes? Market goes up for a while and we go sideways, and we go up and we go sideways, and we go up. And see that through there, right? So my warning signs back through here were saying for traders in the markets, this is a really bad time to enter because we're getting towards the end of the move. We're about to get a big fat zero in the tank of fuel, and we're about to go through a bit of a resting phase. Now, what's been happening for the last 3.5, close to 4 months? The resting phase. And what's this called? Refueling. We're about to get a tank of fuel worth 100, and we're about to see the 100 start to release, and we're about to start to use fuel, and we're about to start to see some really big moves to the upside. But we're not there yet, right? We need a decisive, clear action with an increasing volume, but above 3,500. We get that through there, we're going to be really, really good. Same for silver. What has silver been doing? Absolutely nothing, right? Big fat donut, as you can see. Look at that through there, really. And we've had a bit of an increase through there, but really, as you can see, if I look at this through here, really not much going on now, and now we're starting to increase from here, right? So there's a high probability we're going to see another this whole move through here is the start of a really nice increase in the art of looking at silver. So as you can see here, the reason I'm very cautious around the stock market is because the nature of the beast of any markets out there is we'll go up for a while, right? Let me do this here, right? Is we'll go up for a while and then we'll have a pullback. We'll go up for a while, we'll have a pullback. Like, this is how trends work, right? So if the stock market's been doing this here for many months, guess what you know is coming? 100% it's coming. We just don't know when. One of these guys. And the further we get on and on, which the stock market has been now for a few months, the much closer we are to one of these guys through here. So therefore you want to step aside because that train could be, the day you get in is the day it could be running over. And by the way, FYI, if this is say, let's just say we're talking about moves, right? If this is 0 and this is 100 up here, meaning like the move, and this is the start of the move and that's the end of the move, 100 is like it's the end, right? Right now, we could be here around maybe 80 to maybe even 90. So if you're trying to get into the stock market right now, you're trying to capture that last little 10%, which again, what's the art of trading? The art of trading is getting in and holding it for a big move over the course of a few months. Stock markets don't make big moves after they've already made big moves, right? You just see that with every market through here. Gold, up, down, up, all right? Stock market, up, down, up, down, up, up, down, right? The nature of the beast is that don't chase something that's already made a big move. You've missed it. And it's one of the biggest mistakes most amateurs make in the markets from there. So that's what I'm saying there right now, guys, when it comes to gold, silver, and also a lot of the mining stocks right now. Even and as you know, my whole focus for the last couple of months has been the mining sector. It was platinum, it was Ethereum. I'm now had a beautiful trade of those. I'm out of those now, and I'm now focusing on the metals and miners right now, because I think they've got some really big moves to come. We can see here, right, the GDX big breakout here, really nice upward trend, and I believe this is over the next couple of months or so, we're going to start to see some really, really, really big moves out of the metals and also the mining sector.